Every generation believes the one after it has gone soft, but new data shows many kids born to millennial parents can barely function in normal life. That's Generation Alpha, anybody under the age of 14, the children of millennials. They are the first generation of the progressive value shift. A new article in the LA Times uses words like feral, illiterate, and doomed to describe them. Joining us now, Robert Pondiscio, who's seen the effects of screens on kids, that being iPhones and iPads, as a former fifth grade teacher in the South Bronx and studies these things. Robert, it's good to see you. Thank you. How much of this has to do with phones, you think, and how much of this has to do with what we said at the top, which is a progressive versus traditional value sort of America that this generation has now grown up in?
I'll throw out even another factor, which is COVID, which blew a hole in the education of this generation. I mean, for an entire school year, and in some places, parts of 2 and 3 school years were sidelined or dramatically affected by COVID. So it's not one thing, it's everything. They are growing up in front of screens. They've never known a day in their life where they didn't have a phone in their hand. Their education has been disrupted. I've got some sympathy for this generation. They're facing a lot of tough times.
I'd agree with you with a lot of sympathy. You think about the depression and anxiety statistics, up 50%, 2010 to 2019. So that would maybe even speak to this was happening before COVID. Suicide rate for kids, 10 to 14, tripled from 2007 to 2021. High school girls considering suicide jumped 19% in 2011 to 30% in 2021. High school boys who considered suicide rose just a fraction there. Again, what do we attribute this to? And I'm wondering if it doesn't go deeper than screens.
Well, you know, I reflected on this in a piece that I wrote for a magazine called Commentary about a year or so ago. I reflect on my own childhood. I grew up in very turbulent times in the 60s and 70s. I mean, it was Vietnam, domestic bombings at a rate that would terrify us today. But I don't think kids of my generation had this oppressive sense of fear. We kind of had the sense that, you know, hey, our parents were in charge, we're the good guys. If I think now about the conditions that children grow up, it almost seems that adults are a little bit too willing to put our anxieties onto children. Everything from climate change to political disruption. We think, and I'm speaking as an educator now, we think it's a mark of our sophistication. I wonder if what we're doing instead is creating almost a sense of learned helplessness.
Interesting. Traditional family structure best equips children to succeed. Republicans, 52% agree. Only 16% of Democrats agree. And yet the research shows so clearly that children who have 2 parents end up doing better, right? They end up in prison less, and they have higher graduation rates and the like. So where's the disconnect there?
I have no idea, honestly. I mean, I'm not a social scientist, I'm an educator, but that data speaks loud and clear. Children who have mediating institutions, if you like, family, friends, church, social connections, are simply more resilient. So at the same time that we're buffeting children with these various forces, those institutions are in retreat. And to the degree to which children have no other support in their lives, those are the children we should really be concerned about.
Yeah, and you think about the traditional versus progressive values divide kind of breaks in that very same way. Robert, it's always an interesting conversation. Thank you. We appreciate your expertise and your dedication to kids. It takes a lot of courage to talk about these issues in the way you do. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Anytime.
All right. Thank you. We encourage you to sign up for War Notes, warnotes.com, our daily newsletter. It's free every day at 4 p.m. Eastern. You get our thoughts on the most important stories of the day. You can reply. We read them all. And we even reply to a few of your replies, both on social media and on the air. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.